So ababi kainauqua iriaragmiungunga wal kasagat stun Alexander Salmon. I belong to this place called Igiagig or Iriaraq in Yupik, which means where Lake Iliamna is swallowed by the Kwijak River, which then flows into Bristol Bay, Alaska. So that we have a dream to build this Indigenous land trust, and currently we have opportunities that are stepping stones to getting us there. And we really believe that this is a replicable model to transition land and power back to Indigenous stewardship. So I put my formal titles on this slide deck because as president of a federally recognized tribe and vice president of the landowning Native Corporation, as well as working in this partner and program director for Bristol Bay Sustainable Communities with Alaska Venture Fund, as well as serving as the board chair for the health system in this region. I just wanted to share that although I'm young and new to the biofacility finance conversation, this background and extensive history I have in this region represents over 92 years of board service to the various organizations that make this place tick. And my degrees are actually in Native American Studies and Anthropology from Dartmouth College and a Rural Development Master's degree from University of Alaska Fairbanks. So I've kind of taken all of that knowledge and put this short deck together. Next slide, please. Um, so our region is rich in people who have deep, extensive experience, such as myself. And Nila Vena is the Dina in a word for Lake Iliamna. The Yupik word is Nunvahpuk, but it serves as a confluence for three of Alaska's major Alaska Native cultures, Dina Ina Yupik and Aleut and Alutiiq. But just speaking for as a president of a federally recognized tribe, just for scale, there are 229 tribes dotted across Alaska. Anyway, we've called this particular region home since time immemorial, or as the archaeological record shows, over 8,000 years of continual occupation. But this is more than a history. We still live in living relationship with our homelands. In our Yupik language, the very word for joy, beauty, and land, which is Nunaput, all derive from this beautiful place. More importantly, 100% of all of the smolt, and we're talking millions of sockeye salmon smolt, outmigrate past the Iriak, past the throat, through this braided section of river called Kaskanak. This has anastomosizing channels which support all 5 species of salmon, as well as all the migrating waterfowl, which have laid their eggs and they're hatching at this point in time. It's also a world-class destination for rainbow trout, and our crystal clear waters attract anglers from all over the world, as well as the conservation community. So we can go to the next slide and play the video. I will speak through it if it can play because this lake is so large at 90 miles long that it's hard to capture in just a few images, but the lands and waters actually speak for themselves, and I encourage you to come and visit. So this clip was taken from Jason Ching, and you can see different regions around the same lake. It's America's 7th largest lake. It supports the nursery of the world's last sockeye salmon stronghold. Bristol Bay itself provides 50 to 70% of the entire world's supply of fresh sockeye. So all of the rivers and streams that flow into Nilavina, they support 5 genetically distinct species of sockeye salmon alone, and the lake is home to the last freshwater seals in the world. Next slide. More importantly, this is the drinking water, and for our village, the only drinkable water. For many of these tribes that live around the lake, it is central to the livelihoods of 6 federally recognized tribes: Nundalton, Iliamna, New Halen, Pedro Bay, Kokkinuk, and Igiagig, that have been caught in a war zone since 1971, since our Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act cemented our very fluid and nomadic communities to the landscape and then fractionated our land and power. So although we are federally recognized tribes, we don't have control over our lands and waters. Instead, a lot of the land base you see we're living on belongs to state chartered for-profit native corporations. And then, if you look at the context in which these tribes are situated, we're sandwiched between 8 million acres of national parks between Lake Clark National Park and Katmai. And that's represented in the green to give you an idea of the scale. But then represented in yellow is, North America's largest proposed open pit mine, as well as all of the associated mining claims from many different mining companies that have seen this opportunity post ANCSA, post land claims to come in and develop. Next slide, please. So our bioregional organizing team has been all of the different entities that we serve on this coalition. It's a little informal at the moment. We've been meeting for the last 3 years under this umbrella of Nila Vena Sustainability Forum, but really our governance model is similar to how we govern our health board system, where each one of our tribes has our own appointed representative, and we meet as a council for health. So basically, we've been using that style to call in all of these communities to have conversations around cultural revitalization, energy transition, economic regeneration. So working at the Igiugig scale, the regional organizing team that I pulled together was the Native Corporation, the Tribal Council, and the Stewardship Office. My employer, Alaska Venture Fund, which has been sponsoring the Nila Vena Sustainability Forum. And then we have the Health Consortium as well as the Bristol Bay Heritage Land Trust. Next slide.
1 minute
The Heritage
remaining,
Land Trust
Donna.
has been doing most of the easements in the region. And what we think, I'm going to have to speed it up because they're right. It goes by really quickly. We have a lot of experience cultivating this region. We actually have worked together in large multi-million-dollar federal funded opportunities. And what we have an eye on for now is to let the Native Corporation conserve the upper Kaskanak and Kwijak part of this river. And the tribe would fundraise, you could go to the next slide. The tribe would fundraise to purchase the native allotments that are dotting this landscape. And if we could get both projects to march together in the future, we hope to be able to sit at a table and put together the terms of an Indigenous land trust. You could go to the next slide. And this talks about the immediate term strategy. And I think I will just end the presentation there.